With the Bangkok Bank CycleFest establishing itself as a highlight of the cycling calendar in Thailand, just what is the state of the sport in a country where pedal power is still largely overlooked in wider society?
The traffic here in Bangkok is so crazy. I have to admit that. We have to admit that. And also, we're not really used to commuting from house to work on a bike because of the weather and because our roads are not designed and they don't really favor cyclists that much. But hopefully it will get better.
Fortunately, some of the country's most famous faces are helping to improve conditions for cyclists, including one whose two-wheeled epiphany came just 5 years ago.
At first, when I want to start to ride a bike, I know that I'm not good at balance. So my good friends recommend me that, hey, you just start with mountain biking because white tide and quite safe, something like that. So, and then I addicted to it. At first, it's all about traveling. And then I start to, like the speed. So it's road bike.
These days, the actress juggles her showbiz commitments with racing and training in Thailand's thriving competitive scene.
2 years ago, when I think that, okay, I should be in more race, but then I have to consult with my manager and my working team, like entertainment, because they don't want me to get crashed. The race that I will join, I have to make sure that, okay, I'm quite fine with the route, I'm used to it, I'll be fine, something like that. So it's 2 years ago, my first race, and I won first place. The training now is more brutal because lots of girls getting better and better. Some of them start with like 16, 17, so fast, so light. And now it's like, so when I train, I had like 6 days a week, 2 hours per day.
That training's clearly paying off, with Van finishing in a very respectable 8th place in the CycleFest's open female race. And in this growing community, each event's a chance to meet new people and share experience.
I also made friends yesterday because I met some girl that new face, but they good, they strong, but they still don't know how to get in the corner or, to speed up, like to speed up with power meter because they didn't use it. So we have a little chat and then we plan to train together. So it's kind of like competitive, but also makes friend bonding.
Behind one of the most recognizable teams in the men's race is a story that illustrates the emerging cycling industry in Thailand.
My name is Chinatip Bunchok Hilan Meta. My nickname is Chin. Actually, when I was young, I remember about my age, about 7 years, 5 years, 6 years. I always sit on the bike shop near my house, and I start painting my own bike from that time.
From that childhood inspiration would grow Niche Cycling, now one of Thailand's largest bike brands.
In the past, we don't have the much product in Thailand, which means the product that come into Thailand that time is really expensive and high-end, the cost, everything. So I have an idea to have the good quality product and reasonable price and sell to the Thai people.
With a strong racing scene and a growing cycling industry, it's clear Thailand is well placed to become a new cycling power. Evidence of that was fully on display at the CycleFest, and some of the sport's most high-profile fans are starting to have big biking dreams for the future.
I would love to see Bangkok like in Amsterdam, like people, like more bikes on the road than cars. Because I think I would say just like half, like 50% of people who live in Bangkok travel by bikes. We would just be so happy, like no traffic, we don't have to get stressed. I think it's growing year by year.